chapter 19. What's the learning objectives?
Learning objective one, start the process of taking and passing the state license examination. Two, develop a resume and employment portfolio. Three, know how
Knock it
to
out.
explore the job market, research potential employers, and operate within the legal aspects of employment.
Yes, know how to explore the job market, research potential employers, and operate within legal aspects of employment. So, while the chapter outline is basically, we'll have an introduction to this chapter. Why study, preparing for licensure and employment, prepare for licensure, prepare for employment, arrange for a job interview. So, with that link, which I just filled out, that's like how it would go for just ranging um, for employment. So, let's read the introduction.
Introduction. There are plenty of great jobs out there for energetic, hardworking, and talented people.
Plenty.
If you look at the top professionals in the barbering field, you will find that they were not born
Sit that on that table.
They achieved success through self-motivation, energy, and persistence. Like you, these barbers begin their careers by enrolling in barber school, while others may have taken the apprenticeship route.
Apprenticeship is the same thing as OJT.
In either case, they were the ones who used their time wisely, planned for the future, went the extra mile, and drew on a reservoir of self-confidence to meet challenges. They owe their success to no one but themselves because they created it. If you want to enjoy similar success, you must prepare for the opportunities that await.
You must prepare. You must prepare. Preparation is key.
No matter what changes occur in the economy, there are often more jobs available for entry-level barbers than there are people to fill them. This is a tremendous advantage for you, but you must still thoroughly research the job market in this geographical area before committing to your first job. Figure 19:1. If you make the right choice, your career will be on the road to success. If you make the wrong choice, your career will not be a tragedy, but there will be unnecessary delay.
Unnecessary delay.
Which means like procrastinating.
You missing opportunities. You not seeing the results that you wanted to see because you not choosing right. Because you might not be thinking right. Because you might be hanging with the wrong people or just just done lost focus. Because again, this right here is an incubator, to help create energetic and have a positive environment and stuff like that. But people make one wrong choice can just really done end people's lives. But they was trying to be nice and said your career won't be a tragedy. Yeah, it could be a tragedy. Cause in the hood it be some tragedy.
No.
Get out of here. So why study? Yeah, why study preparing for licensure and employment? Barbers should study and have a thorough understanding of preparing for licensure and employment because you must pass your state board exam to be licensed, okay? So that's why theory is important, and passing your state board exam is why you're here to get the training. Anything outside of that is just a addition. The first thing is you having the proper credentials. When it was saying in the objectives, just talking about operating within the legal aspects of employment. That's you having the credentials to work within, that particular setting. And you must be licensed to be hired. Therefore, preparing for licensure and passing your exam is the first step to employment success, okay? That's why we testing. That's why we going through all these chapters. That's why we get this theory in. A successful employment search is a job itself, and there are many tools that can give you the edge, as well as mistakes that can cost you an interview or a job. So again, just like the link, this is an opportunity, and this opportunity is set up to be like fun, but at the same time like a recruiting method, a job finding method. It makes it fun for the barber. It makes it fun for the employer as well. Be like, oh, okay, so this fun. We can see who got what. Okay, I might not got the license, but I got the talent based on the marketing. So if you got the talent, don't got the license, boom, we done connected with a school, vice versa. Oh, we got people that got the talent coming to get the license, but they gonna need a place that's gonna support them after here. That's why these relationships come into play. The ability to pinpoint the right barbershop for you and target it as a potential employer is vital to your career success. Proactively preparing for the hold on, proactively preparing the right material, such as a great resume and practicing for an interview, gives you the confidence that is needed to secure a job in a barbershop that you love. So what I love about that is not until now I did the whole have a resume thing and stuff they told us to do like in high school. But after high school, I really did not do another resume until like 2000, like 17. I might have created something and I'll probably share that. I probably created like a little something in 2014, but it was in 2017 when I realized that I needed to update my resume. And then from there, I updated my resume again around 2020. Just so that way I can be prepared to just present that resume versus do the whole job history thing that we are horrible at because when you're an entrepreneur, it's like, yo, listen, I ain't got time to be explaining this. You want me to work this thing or not?
Right.
But it is, a tactful way of just going about things when people got systems in place. Because you want to have that, but if they really know what they're doing at this point, you're really sizing it up at the interview to see if this person can fit. Not if they got the best bogus resume. Because at this point, people can put whatever they want on the resume. It can be a whole big lie.
You gotta go over there and show that.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, let me see who you is and see if you fit what we looking for. So that's kind of what showcasing is, and all that does is help you build the confident. Because who wouldn't want a confident partner or investor inside, as a contractor worker or whatever. So read prepare for licensure. After reading this section, you'll be able to describe the process of taking and passing your state license examination. You can read that, Deasia.
It says before you can attain the career position you are hoping for, you must pass your state
Licensing
examination, right? Usually a written and a
practical
test, and secure the
exam.
Secure the requirement credentials from your state license board by filling out an application and paying a fee. For details on fees, testing dates, requirement, and more, visit the website of your state board, your barber state board, or your state department of licensing. Many factors affect how well you perform during the license examination and on tests in general, including your physical and psychological state, your memory,
time management
skills, and your academic skills, such as reading, writing, note taking, test taking, and general learning. Of all the factors that affects your test performance, the most important in your mastery of course content. However, even if you feel that you have truly learned the material, it is very beneficial to have strong testing taking skills, being test wise, meaning understanding the strategy for successfully taking tests.
Cornelius.
Preparing for the written exam. A test-wise student begins to prepare for a test by practicing good study habits.
Practicing what?
Good study habits.
Bad study habits?
Nah, good study habits.
Okay. And what?
Time management.
Oh, okay.
Time management.
All right.
These habits include the following: have a plan, realistic study schedule. read content carefully and become an active studier.
Mm-hmm.
Keep well organized notes.
Keep messy notes.
Well organized.
Oh, okay.
Develop a detailed vocabulary list.
Mm-hmm.
Take notes in class. Organize and review handouts. Review past quizzes and tests.
Mm-hmm.
Listen carefully in class for cues and clues about what could be expected on the test. More holistic hints to keep in mind include the following. Make yourself mentally ready and develop a positive attitude toward taking the
Make
test.
who self?
Yourself.
Make your classmate?
Yeah, yourself.
Yourself. Make yourself mentally ready, because when you're not mentally ready, it shows, and it is like a brick wall that is not, it's like throw the whole day away. Because you're not gonna receive nothing, because mentally you're not in that space. And no, I mean, we can try to help you get in that space, but if you've helped yourself when you come in the space, then you can receive some things which are going to be beneficial. Yeah.
Get plenty of rest the night before the test.
The night before the test, you need plenty of rest. The night before the test.
That's how I like
I can tell you right now, most of the time, especially with state board, it's rare that anybody going to sleep just because of just being anxious. That's like the night before school when we used to be kids, like, shoot, which outfit I'm wearing? I'm be lit. I'm just on adrenaline.
Okay.
But you want to prepare to the point you can really rest and allow your mind to just, it's gonna work anyway with what it already knows. We about to take this test tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me rest, and then it's gonna go into muscle memory. It's gonna go into recalling everything we went over the last 1,500 hours. It's just gonna do its job. That's what it's supposed to do if we do our part. You know, it is certain personality traits that just we wired a certain way, which once you get to the point where you know yourself, you learn yourself, you incorporate these new habits, you don't have to have like testing anxiety. Somebody can be so worked up, and I don't like anxiety, because that stuff, it hinders you from going and moving forward. So these are certain things that I come after to attack and annihilate, because what good is doing all this training, making all this investment, and then you go into the test and then you flop, you walk out because you worked up, because you just, your nerves, you don't let your nerves get the best of you, and now it's hindering you from the next step. So that's a problem. And I've heard this from students that I've taught. Have you took your test? No, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm like, what? You in debt and you ain't took the test? Is you crazy? Yeah, clearly you are. Because I'm going in there. You know, and I'm going to give it my best shot. Like, that's a part of being dynamic. But it's a part, I won't be in there with you. If I could take it for you, I still probably wouldn't. Because it's nothing like winning it yourself. Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's like this is a 4-hour process?
Yeah. Okay. It's like 4 hours, give or take 3. Okay. But your whole morning, like that front part of the morning, even arriving on time. Like, I know certain people, they be like, I'm here like 2 hours. Because I don't want nothing to get in my way. I don't want no traffic, no accident, no nothing. I'm here. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you done got there and be like, dang, I still forgot something. Oh, yeah. But now you like, okay, I got time to, bust a move or get it. Who reading me?
Me.
Oh, okay.
I'm at
dress. Oh,
get professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Anticipate some anxiety, concern about the test results may actually help you do better.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid cramming the night before an examination.
Mm-hmm.
Find out if your state uses computers for the written portion of the test. If so, make certain you are comfortable with computerized tests. So
our state is computerized. North Carolina is not.
They do paper?
They do paper like we is in middle school. Mm-hmm. Bubbling in with the number 2 pencil.
No, with the little sheet.
Yes, with the scan card. So, but for South Carolina, it will be on a computer. All you going in there with is empty pockets, a smile on your face, your ID, and probably like a debit card or your social, two forms of ID, and you going in there, you gonna sit at that in front of that computer. There's no talking. I think we're in. I don't know how they do it. If it's one person at a time or other people, I can't remember. Don't if, they ain't there and no talking. You know what I'm saying? Just focus. That's why just getting comfortable with reading, recalling, so that way even if you got to reread it like one or two times to make sure you're understanding what you're reading.
Yeah.
So you can answer right and then do process of elimination. Do what you got to do. But by the time you get in front of that computer, you should have done seen this stuff so much that you were like, oh, I know it ain't that one or that one or that one. Oh, it's C. Oh, it's B. Whatever like that. Okay. So on test day, you can read that.
Okay. Ooh, me or
you could. Cornelius just finished. Really.
Okay. On test day, after you have taken all the necessary steps to prepare for your test, you can adapt a number of strategies on the day of the exam that might be helpful. Relax and try to slow down physically.
Yes.
Do the material lightly on the day of the exam. If possible, do a test drive to set before test day if you are unsure of the location. Mm-hmm. Some exams may be administered at your school, and some may be given in alternate locations. Arrive early with a self-confident attitude. Be alert, calm, and ready for the challenge. Read all written direction and listen carefully to all verbal directions before beginning. Mm-hmm. If there are things you do not understand, do not hesitate to ask examiner questions. Scan the entire test before beginning. Budget your time to ensure that you have plenty of opportunity to complete the test. Do not spend too much time on any one question. Correct. Wear a watch so that you can monitor the time. Begin working as soon as possible and mark the answer in the test carefully but quickly. Answer the question. Answer the question first to save time for the more difficult ones. Quickly scan all the questions first. They clue you into the more difficult questions. Make a note of the question you skipped so that you can find them again later. If the test is administered online, you may not be given this opportunity. Some software prevent you from moving forward without first answering all the questions on the page. Discuss this with your instructor or the test facility before taking the exam. Read each question carefully to make sure that you know exactly what the answer is asking and that you understand all parts of the question. Answer as many questions as possible. For questions that may cause uncertainty, guess or estimate. Look over the test when you are done to ensure that you have read all questions correctly and that you have answered as many as possible. Mm-hmm. Make changes to answer only if there is a good reason to do so. Mm-hmm. Check the test carefully before turning it in. For insurance. For instance, you might have forgotten to put your name on. Yes, and some teachers, you lose points for not putting your name on the test.
They tell us at SAT, somebody, that's half of your score right there, spelling your name right on the SAT. But I'm big on doing it. Are we able to go back? Like, I do my test like that in here. Yes. I'm not sure if I skip past it.
You're able to go back. We're able to go back on the computer. Yes, you can go back on the computer unless they change anything. But we'll call, we can ask, and those are questions that you can ask. And the examiner. Yes, because I haven't been into an actual exam in like years. Yeah, like since 2018.
Question. Like,
it should be the same. I mean, if it's already on the...
Yeah. If you have physical documented disabilities such as learning disabilities, your state may allow you extra time to take your written exam or even provide a special examiner. Ask your instructor to check with the state licensing board. Be certain to make any special arrangements well in advance.
Some doctors know for that, right?
Yeah, if you have it, then we can
But that's like my mama got paperwork that say I'm dyslexic, but they might not be like that's so old.
Might still cover you.
No,
But
yeah,
it's
you
not
can
old.
check.
That's something that I still deal with.
No, you saying it's old. That's what like it ain't
I
old.
mean, I
then.
remember when I tried to do school, they was just like, no,
It don't matter.
old, like, but it's like
And
I have a
such
learning
thing is, that's
disability.
like, yeah.
Just because I speak well, that doesn't mean nothing. Like, dude, I have you know what it
I
is.
think you read good. Though.
Yeah, you read real good even just now, ain't it? You took your time. Like that right there, you read straight through. Only one word, if that. Yep, at the end. So,
But my
yeah.
mom get on me about reading when I was a kid. That's why. But now,
I think you just gotta be patient.
Yeah, today you flowed, and it's probably based on just the topic, like this like I didn't even plan on going into chapter 19, which I honestly is just flowing, and no lie, you read that. You know what I'm saying? So that same level of confidence, yeah.
I think it is. The more I'm in the class with y'all, the more it's like okay. Because at first it was just like
Yeah, internal development.
No, I know she like the angel like
Oh, you gonna read? Oh, you gonna read, baby? Yeah, you're gonna read, and guess what? What's gonna happen is you're gonna encourage the next person because we all like. Even when I read, I fumbled. I mean, yeah, people hate reading out loud.
That's true. That's true.
But when I was in school,
First one, man.
let me get my class participation grade. First of all, because you ain't gonna say I ain't participating. Because if I'm already talking, I'm gonna read what the teacher said. Who read me?
I mean, reading, yeah, but like going on the board and stuff, like I'm
going to the board too, because I need all my class participation. That's gonna be 100.
Be like Biggie in that movie, and we'll go up on the board and be class clown.
Oh no, I ain't clowning up there. I'm doing the work, baby. I'm about to solve this problem. Give me the teacher marker. What you say? What? 4 divided by what? Play with what? Oh, play what? What?
For me to do?
Anything else? And my teacher, Tiffany, you can lead the class today. Okay.
She do a turn to the teacher's pet.
And I was the teacher's pet in the class clown. Y'all better know how to do it. Y'all better know how to do it.
I had fun in school though.
Yes.
They actually told my mom like.
And I didn't even know that was a real answer.
I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade. They told my mom I was in the 3rd grade level. And my mom was like, "That's impossible." Like they was like, "I don't think your daughter gonna get a high school diploma." She's like, "You're telling."
But that mean none of us ain't doing our job then. How y'all done let her go 3 years? But that's what they said with my oldest.
That's their job.
Yeah.
And the boy used better. I said, boy, where that word come from? Where that word come from? Boy, I got the big word.
Learn that from YouTube.
Listen, I ain't learning from me because I ain't even saying that word.
Probably was like, "What is that? Help me understand that."
Play with it. IQ probably. I ain't even never gave them no IQ test. Them children super smart. They be trying to label. It's because they don't. So the way traditional school is wired for 2 types of learners.
Right.
It's at least 9 type of learners.
Right.
Yeah, the school system, the traditional school setting is only wired to teach 2 types of learner. So when I used to be like in elementary or like I used to do this, I used to have to like want to sit in class sometimes like this. And depending on that teacher, they'll let me or some like, yo, you gonna have to sit your butt down or get out my classroom. But if I ain't bothering nobody and it's boring in here for an hour and 30 minutes, you know, I'm doing something to help me really focus on the other thing. Because other than that, I'm about to get distracted or I'm about to be a distraction, especially once I get my work done.
That's what my mom used to get. She be like she bored.
Yeah, and that's what I had to tell. I'm like, listen, you have to turn that child, especially if their grades or everything, they doing what you ask. Now they're idle, then that's your class helper. You have to find something to keep that child occupied and engaged, or it's about to be on and popping.
Right.
It's about to be on and popping. And don't be the class right before recess or right after or lunch. or the end of the day? Like, what you gonna have to figure something out to be creative.
They sit you outside the class. Like
Yeah.
some teachers ain't get that. Like that was the easy part.
Man, I had a math teacher.
You had
Every
some
time I
teachers
come,
that
she
just
tell
pull
me
you
to
up to
go.
the front of the
I
class.
said, "Here go." She tells me to go
drill
every
it in you.
time.
Like you're not going. You gonna.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
horrible. Cause I had to meet with my son's teachers. Well, they called me all last week.
I remember.
And I called the meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, I found out it's no recess. So I looked at all of them like, "Is y'all crazy?
Like, how they supposed to-
What? He running around. First of all, it's your class. Well, when he supposed to run?
Right.
If they here from 8 o'clock
They need that rate.
to 4 o'clock,
And you ain't got no play.
ain't no playtime.
No rate time.
Man, y'all better be glad these kids ain't done flipped this whole school upside down. We in here in this
Like
institution.
giving them tablets or something for 30 minutes.
Yeah, baby, that ain't
Y'all got
skipping.
free time on YouTube.
Man, let me tell you, if I had to teach and you telling me I can't, you first of all we going
My
outside.
class outside.
We outside. I got fired for taking the students out the door. Or okay, we can't go out the door. Everybody move all the desks to one side of the room. Man, we about to play wall ballers because I need my students to know that I care. They have to have an outlet.
Yeah.
And once you give that student that outlet, all right, now, everybody turn to page 25.
They on the same page.
We on the same page. Let's get it, let's go. Because what in the world?
That's what give them something. I can't wait to get to Miss Tiffany class.
Yep, because we don't know what we're about to do. Roll the water bottle.
I have a little snack something today.
Snacks. We got water. We playing wall ball. She about to look a hot potato. Play with it. All right, everybody turn to page 40. Turn to page 40. You got it, and you got to figure it out. And each class is different. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I love. I'm like, oh wow, this is good.
Well, IEP classes, but I just was like.
Then they dropped my boy on that. He was in IEP. They said, well, we no longer see in because I'm like, you're not about to put him on no medicine. Yeah, now okay. But then I was like, hey, do I need the IEP back? Because if he can get some special attention, but at the end of the day, son, let me tell you, life, everybody ain't gonna give you no special attention.
No, they not.
Cause they done took you off the thing saying you don't need it. And I'm believing the best for you, so you gonna have to figure this out because if you go this route with the medicine, how they trying to wire y'all up, they really trying to sterilize you and depopulate us. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's like highs and lows, and you're gonna get addicted to something else.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking about your bloodline. See, I'm thinking about your grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
If something get in you, then I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, listen, y'all gonna have to help me help you because this is real right here. And ain't no telling how much money they get paid off of each person gets signed up to be on the thing.
Yeah.
See, they thinking about that when I'm thinking about you. And you have to think about you. Because everybody wired up. I say, well, that's the case. It's, a lot of people undiagnosed then. A lot of people undiagnosed. How about that? Because everybody got some type of deficit.
Well, how many kids don't got their diplomas like they ain't been diagnosed?
That boy. I said, wow, high attention.
Well, I got some nephews.
High attention.
I thought we would have made it out of high school. Boy,
Listen, ain't got it. When I walk through.
Like,
when I walk
nephews,
through.
they grew up like back then. They used to get written. Like, and all that stuff.
And then people be putting their kids on that stuff so they can get the check.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like,
they classifying their kid as
so they can get a check, but they doing it for the check. They don't care about the longevity of the child.
Baby, just the file taxes, like
it's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, they giving out how much a child? I'm about to have a baby. You gonna? I done seen women do that.
Yeah, after 3 kids, you can't. After what, 2 or 3?
They let somebody else claim them.
Yeah,
they go
They
down.
start selling them, man.
Cause these know all about it.
They selling kids now.
Everything for sale.
Everything for sale.
Baby.
Oh Lord.
Everybody's sick.
So deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning. Read that.
Deductive reasoning is the process of reaching logical conclusions by employing logical reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Deductive reasoning is a technique that students should learn to use for better test results. Some strategies associated with deductive reasoning includes the following. Eliminate options that are known to be incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
The more incorrect answers you can eliminate, the better your chances of identifying the correct answer.
Mm-hmm.
I think we be doing that.
Yes.
Like, you talking about your retest?
Yeah.
Going over your old answers?
Yeah.
Yes, that's deductive. That's a test taking strategy.
Yeah.
Watch for keywords or terms. Look for any qualifying condition or statement. Keep an eye out for phrases and words such as usually, commonly, in most instances, never, and always.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do now.
Yeah. Study the STEM, which is the basic question or problem. This often provides a clue to correct answer. Look for a match between the STEM and one of the choices. Watch for grammatical clues. For instance, if the last word in the STEM is "and," the answer must be within a vowel sound rather than a consonant.
Mm-hmm. So if it say "and," y'all know A-E-I-O-U is the vowel. Sometimes Y.
Yeah.
But if it says got "and," it's not gonna be something with a C. Like, yeah, it'll have a A-E-I-O-U.
Us on it.
Yeah.
Yep. Watch what I did. Look at similar or related questions. They may provide clues.
Like you seen in the
Yesterday.
review question, the
9
next
10.
one with
10 was answering
pathogen,
9.
non-pathogen. Yes.
10 was answering 9.
Yep.
When answering essay questions, watch for words such as compare, contrast, discuss, evaluate, analyze, define, or describe, and develop your answers accordingly. When questions include paragraphs to read and questions to answer, read the questions first. This helps you identify the important information as you read paragraph.
Yes, so that's a good strategy, even with like word problems or anything. Read the question and then go back in the paragraph and read and then you'll start finding it. It'll stick out to you.
I mean, that makes sense though. With the usually and never and always, like those will always be like, okay, just like the do's and don'ts.
Yeah. So like even with a test taking strategy, some people they'll look at the A, B, C, and D, look at the answers, then read what it's about to ask instead of reading what it's asking and then look at it. So that's a good way to.
Sometimes I can be like that too, but it all depends.
Yeah, it's a good way though. It's a
back to school too, like when they give you book work, they give you a worksheet and you got your book to answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You'll read the questions and then go back and find it in the book.
You see, most of the time, people don't read it all together, or they don't read it, so they don't know where. Like how that's why I'm sitting be like, where you found this answer.
Yeah, that's why I do that. I said we gonna go back in because I do this little like hunt, like the hunt thing. Yeah, we gonna go back in.
To me, that's like reassuring us, like we know we done studied.
Yeah. And you ain't just writing anything down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know I seen like I love it because y'all be like, oh no, I know I read that. Oh no, Jason read that.
Yeah,
oh no, this was read right here, page 78.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what's that? One more bullet? Oh, you read them all?
Yes. We don't understand any test formats.
Oh, okay. So understand the test formats. There are a few additional tips that all test-wise learners should know, especially with respect to the state licensing examination. Keep in mind that, of course, that the most important strategy of test taking is knowing your material, knowing the material. Beyond that, consider the following tips on the various types of question format. All right, we got true and false. Watch for qualifying words. All, most, some, none, always, usually, sometimes, never, little, no, equal, less, good, bad. Absolutes, all, none, always, never are generally not true. For a statement to be true, the entire statement must be true. All statements are more likely to be true than short statements. Long statements are more likely to be true than short statements. It takes more detail to provide the truthful, factual information. Correct. I like that.
Yeah, because it can give you, like you said, the whole sentence has to be factual.
So I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna take it outside of the class. When people was like, so yeah, she was asking her man if he was cheating with any woman, and he said no. But really, she should have asked, was he cheating at all? Because she found out he was cheating with a man.
Right.
So he answered truthfully, but he was still cheating. It just wasn't with a woman. Yes.
To the question.
To the question.
Right.
That was the main thing I could think of.
I did see that.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, oh, so y'all better know how to ask the right questions.
Yeah, no, for real. Because I mean, you can ask somebody and say no. Especially if they're not reacting behind it.
Like, oh no, I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating
it's like,
with a woman.
Because you keep going and going.
Uh-huh.
You could have just been like, no, left that
So you
Mm-hmm.
want to be technical, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, you gotta get technical.
Answer your question. I answer what you asked me.
That's right. Yep.
Yes or no, now we who what.
So multiple choice. Read the entire question carefully, including all the choices. Look for the best answer. More than one choice may be true. So y'all done experienced that too. Within these last 3 tests, somebody was like, oh, but it could have been this, but it wasn't the one. Look for the best answer. Okay. Eliminate incorrect answers by crossing them out if taking the test on the test form. When 2 choices are close or similar, one of them is possibly right. When 2 choices are identical, both must be wrong. When 2 choices are opposite, one is probably wrong and one is probably correct, depending on the number of other choices.
Oh man.
All of the above and similar responses are often the correct choice. So they done start switching all the above up. They done start switching it up, and I think they started doing that the last like 4-5 years.
Yeah, because sometimes they don't always be right.
But 9 times out of 10, it was always right back in the 90s. All the above is right. But now, they done changed it up over the last like 6 years. Yeah, because they done caught on like we already know.
But most like we had a question like that. It was like all of the above, but it wasn't all of the above.
Exactly.
Yep, they done start changing it up.
Yeah, who was that?
Yep.
Chapter 2 or chapter 1?
No, I think it was on 2.
Yep, they done start changing it up. So pay attention to words.
I don't even got my old test.
You do got chapter 3.
I got 3. I don't got 2 and 1.
Hold on.
It's 65 faster now. I don't even got one.
Yep. Let me see. All right. Pay special attention to words such as not, except, and but. Guess if you do not know the answer, provided that there is no penalty. The answer to one question may be in the stem of another. Matching. Read all items in each list before beginning. Check off items from the brief response list to eliminate choices. Essays. Organize your answer according to the keywords in the questions. Think carefully and outline your answer before you begin writing. Make sure that what you write is complete, accurate, relevant to the question, well organized and clear. Remember that understanding test formats and effective test taking strategies still does not take the place of having complete understanding of the material on which you are being tested. To be successful at taking tests, you must follow the rules of effective studying and be thoroughly knowledgeable of the exam content for both the written and the practical exams. So just keep in mind, there are 2 exams that you will be taking. Everybody going in taking that written first.
That written got essay on it?
That
written is the one that you gave to.
Yeah, like written is what y'all get weekly. Y'all weekly test. That's the written exam. Only difference is you'll go in on the computer.
Pretty much on the computer.
Yeah, it's on the computer.
Yeah.
All right, who next? Deasia. Barber Law.
In addition to testing based theory concept, the written exam often contains questions about your state barber laws and rules. The basic concept and function of the state barber board remains the same, to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public as it related to the practice of barbering. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. However, when it comes to studying for your exam, it is important to be aware of the specific rules and regulations of your state. For example, may be a test question that asks how many members of the barber board must be licensed barber. The answer to the question varies from state to state, so you need to know what the confederation of the barber board is in your state. Other questions related to barber laws and regulations that may vary from state to state include, but are not limited to, the following. Okay.
Cool.
I don't know. We might need to add
Why we got no
tap
law?
work. We doing a barber law. We
Yeah,
it's more than
it is.
5,
That's what
so
we was
yeah,
looking
so
for.
we need 6.
We waiting on that one.
Oh yeah, we need one more.
No, that's what I'm saying. We ain't never get to
The barber laws.
what we did in chapter 1, like the history.
Oh yeah, we did the history, but this actually like barber laws.
Law.
Alright, say chapter or administrative code number, numbers of board members, what's that?
Configuration.
Confederation of the barber, public members, etc. Terms of office, definition,
Exemptions.
exemption and
Exceptions.
examination,
Prerequisites.
prerequisites, school hours, age, service requirements, etc. Re-examination requirements, type of license display, license renewal date, fee and penalty, minimum square footage of a barbershop, team education requirement, prohibit act, qualification of endorsement,
For endorsements.
obtain a copy of the barber board rules and regulations and candidate information and literature for your state. Review these documents thoroughly and be guided by your instructor when preparing for your written exam.
All right. The practical exam. You can read that, Cornelius.
Practical exam. After completing the barber school curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
examination candidates should be competent in their technical skills and ready for state board practical exam. Although performance criteria for practical examination vary from state to state, the basic skills or procedures that are usually evaluated are hair cutting, shaving, shampooing, infection control, and possibly blow drying or chemical service. A fairly standard testing protocol requires candidates to demonstrate competence with the comb, shears, razors, and clippers. Safety precautions, proper draping procedures, and the safe handling of tools are also important performance standards. Review barber board rules and candidate information literature for details about what you will be tested on at the practical exam. Practical exam preparation requires a different approach than written exams. After all, performing services is what barbering is all about, and practical exams are the best way to evaluate a person's competency in barbering techniques and safety. Basic preparations for practical exams should always include practice on the model that you will be taking to the examination. To feel confident about your performance, you must be familiar with the model's hair texture and the haircut that you will be performing. For example, many states require a taper haircut. Knowing the characteristics of your model's hair and the best techniques for cutting it will help to eliminate some nervousness and stress during the practical exam. To be better prepared for the practical portion of the exam, follow these tips. Practice correct skills required for the test as often as you can. Participate in mock licensing examinations, complete with time sections.
With the time sections, and they coming.
Familiarize yourself with the content in the examinations bulletin. Make a list of equipment and implements you are expected to bring to the examination. Make certain that all equipment and implements are clean or in good working order prior to the exam. If allowed by the regulatory or licensing agency, observe other practical examinations prior to taking yours. As with any exam, listen carefully to the examiner's instructions and follow them explicitly. Focus on your own knowledge and do not allow yourself to be concerned with what other test are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Follow all infection control and safety procedures throughout the entire examination. Look the part, every little bit helps. Make certain your appearance is neat, clean, and professional.
Yeah. So did you know, although the extent of information made available to exam candidates vary from state to state, many states now maintain candidate information online for easy access. So be sure to review these valuable test taking tools, which we have them here available. In most cases, candidate information booklets or materials contain the following: introduction to written and practical exams, examination rules, location and contact information for exams, manner of testing, computer-based or paper and pencil, etc., requirements, procedures, and reservation information for computer-based testing, if applicable, content overview, written number of questions, subject areas, sample questions, etc., content overview, practical, specific procedures to be tested, possible points, etc., model requirements, practical, tool and equipment requirements, practical, what to bring and what not to bring for written and practical, reference used to write or develop the examination, grading and scoring policies, re-examination information, notifications of results, etc., administrative policies, late arrivals, cancellation exam, review process. And so do understand you cannot arrive late. You will have to retest. They're not, yeah, they ain't playing no game. This is a state examination.
They got different locations on the state or.
So with your practical, it's off Two Notch Road at the Delta Hotel. Your theory will be
right over there by QT.
Right across the street. Yep. So that Delta, that's where you'll do your practical at. It used to be down the street. They done colored it. The hair expressions, they done changed it to gray. It used to be that pink hair building right down here. This is where the practical. That's where I took my training. It ain't pink no more though. It's on the right.
Who building is that?
It's the ladies, I think. But they done turned it gray. It's not pink no more. They done painted the outside. And then
next to it ain't the actual hair salon down there.
It was the pink building. That's hair expression. And then now with the practical, it's at LLR, one of those buildings out there on your way off Berry Hill Road, off St. Andrews, where the state board at. All right. So prepare for employment. After reading this section, you will be able to develop a resume and employment portfolio. When you choose to enter the field of barbering, your primary goal was to find a good job after being licensed. Now you need to affirm that goal by reviewing a number of important questions. What do you really want out of a career in barbering? Good morning. What particular areas within barbering are most interesting to you? What are your strongest practical skills? In what ways do you wish to use these skills? What personal qualities will help you have a successful career? So answer these questions. Answer these questions.
Alright, so we gonna.
Them 4 questions, answer those.
ABC, right?
Answer them in your book. You can answer them in your book, your composition book, your notebook. Once y'all answer these, it should take us to our lunch break.
Hold on, let me get my glasses.
Hey.
I'll be joking.
So I'm gonna finish reading down while y'all getting that together. It said one way you can answer these questions is to copy them and complete the inventory of personal characteristics and technical skills. He's testing. After you have completed this inventory and identified the areas that need further attention, you can determine where to focus the remainder of your training. In addition, you should have a better idea of what type of establishment would best suit you for your eventual employment. During your training, you may have the opportunity to network with various industry professionals who have invited who are invited to the school as the signing book back here. As guest speakers, be prepared to ask them questions about what they like most and least in their current position. Ask them for any tips they might have that will assist you in your search for the right barbershop. In addition, make sure you take advantage of your institution's in-house placement assistant program if available when you begin your employment search. So even in the book it says taking advantage of the in-house placement assistance. So that's all this is. It's placement assistance when we're talking about the partnerships with the Lucky Spot or Martha's or whatever other opportunities come in the future. That's what that is. Your willingness to work hard is a key ingredient to your success. The commitment you make now in terms of time and effort will pay off later in the workplace where your energy will be appreciated and rewarded. Having enthusiasm for getting the job done can be contagious, and when everyone works hard, everyone benefits. You done set up?
No, not yet.
Yeah, you can go ahead and set up.
Okay.
You can set up because you can catch this on the replay. We about to go to lunch. When everyone works hard, everyone benefits. You can begin to develop this enthusiasm by establishing good work habits as a student. So, yep, answering those 4 questions. What do you really want out of a career in barbering? What particular areas within barbering are most interesting to you? What are your strongest practical skills? In what ways do you wish to use these skills? What personal qualities will help you have a successful career? So that is part 1. That is part 1. All right, so I am Tiffany, Power Pack Ignites. Y'all have been in the business skills training, preparing for licensure and employment. This is part 1, so it's going to be a part 2. So stay on the lookout.